Aslam. Serial killers. Richard the Iceman Kuklinski, one of the most cold-blooded serial killers in history. Richard the Iceman Kuklinski worked on a contract for the mob. During a lengthy interview with HBO, when the interviewer referred to him as an assassin, Kuklinski responded, "Assassin? That sounds so exotic. I was just a murderer." Kuklinski, the murderer, whom without hesitation admitted to killing 200 people, expressed no remorse for his crimes. Yet he once insisted to his accusers, "I'm the nice man, not the Iceman." Kuklinski was of course anything but nice. He once described a test murder he had committed on the street, walking along in a crowd with a handkerchief over his nose and spraying a man with cyanide. The man collapsed and died, and everyone thought he had a heart attack. "The best effect is to get 'em in the nose. They inhale it," he said. Killing by cyanide, although an admitted favourite, was not Kuklinski's only method of choice. He used lead, steel pipes, hammers, knives and guns to kill whatsoever he had handy. A powerful force, at 6'5", weighing nearly 3,002 pounds, and wearing a size 14 shoe, he had a personal thing about disrespect. One of his early victims was a man whom Kuklinski said had insulted him in a bar. After Kuklinski discovered the man asleep in his car, Kuklinski apparently said to himself, "I'm really gonna light your fire, you little sucker." And he did. He tossed a lit bottle of petrol into the man's car, causing it to explode. Kuklinski later said he could hear the man yelling and screaming in pain as he walked away into the night. He has always described having committed his first murder at the tender age of 14, exacting a bloody revenge on an older boy, the leader of a gang based in the same housing projects as Kuklinski, whom had bullied and beaten him. Kuklinski graduated from random, essentially motiveless murders to being a paid assassin for the Gambino crime family for some 30 years. In taped confessions to investigators, he revealed that he started out doing robberies and other assignments for the family, but soon his talent for killing was recognized, attracting the attention of the Capo di Tutti Capi, the family's boss. Over a 30-year span, Kuklinski killed regularly for the Gambinos. Initially nicknamed the Polak by his Italian associates because of his Polish heritage, Kuklinski claimed he earned his nickname Iceman due to his tactic of freezing the corpses of his victims in an industrial freezer in order to confuse the authorities by disguising the time of their death. Kuklinski also claimed he used a Mr. Softy ice cream truck for that purpose, although the FBI is skeptical about it. He has contracted himself telling another Philip Carlo that he got an idea to freeze his victims from another hitman whom drove a Mr. Softy truck. The authorities grew wise to Kuklinski's method when he failed to let one of his many victims adequately thaw before he disposed of the body. The coroner discovered the ploy when he found chunks of ice in the corpse's heart. More grisly evidence of Kuklinski's killings came in the light of 27 December 1982, when a decomposing body was found in a hotel room. I was 12 years old then, thinking about being a pharmacist. The fourth couple to rent the room had complained to management of a terrible stench. After the mattress on the bed was lifted beneath the bed springs was found a bloated, blackened body, eventually identified of that of Gary Smith, whom was an associate and partner in crime of Kuklinski's. Autopsy results showed Smith had been poisoned with cyanide and strangled. Later, Kuklinski confessed to having killed his erstwhile associate, as the police had been turning up the heat on Smith, and having moved him from motel to motel. In New Jersey, the Iceman had decided to cut his losses, fearing that Smith would give him away. At the same time as he was a career hitman, Kuklinski met a married Barbara Petty and fathered their children, none of whom had an idea their father was a hitman for the mob. They instead believed, like the Kuklinski's neighbors, that he was a successful businessman. When Kuklinski was eventually caught during 1986, the case against him was based largely on the testimony of New Jersey State Police Detective Pat Kane. 1986, 16 then, thinking about joining Scotland Yard. An undercover agent, he had been investigating Kuklinski for 6 years. The final part of the investigation involved a joint operation with the New Jersey Attorney General's Office and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco and Firearms. The Bureau began a joint operation with the New Jersey State Police. Detective Kane managed to recruit a close friend of Kuklinski's, whom introduced Dominic Polifrone, a special agent whom had undercover experience specializing in mafia cases, to the killer. Polifrone acted like he wanted to hire Kuklinski for a hit and recorded him speaking in detail about how he would pull off the killing. When state police and federal agents moved to take Kuklinski down, they blocked off his street and took a dozen officers to arrest him. Kuklinski was given 2 life sentences during 1988, specifying that he would not become eligible for parole until 2046, at which time he would have been 110 years old. In the event, he missed his unlikely shot at parole by some 40 years. He died on 5th March 2006 of unknown causes while behind bars at Trenton State Prison in New Jersey. He was 70 years old. The timing of his death was considered suspicious by some because he was scheduled to testify that he had killed a New Jersey police officer during the 1980s on the orders of former Gambino crime family underboss Sammy Gravano. A few days after Kuklinski's death, prosecutors dropped all charges against Gravano, saying that without the hitman's testimony, the evidence would have been insufficient to continue. Well, the kind note about New Jersey Police Gambino time when he's 110 years old. He died at 7 years old. A number of things is natural causes. Another cause of his death could be then someone, he has killed, his family has taken revenge. Another alternative to this is the mob sought to kill him, and if he would have spoken out about the mob or what was going on, and he would have been released early than 110, earlier than anticipated. There's a number of different ways, and number of different ways he could have met his end. Thank you very much for listening.